Let's pick up some of the news scraps and look at them through the grid of truth, justice, and the biblical way. I'm Randall Terry. This is Voice of Resistance. Welcome to the program, friend. I'm Randall Terry. I promise this will be, can we go to this camera? This will be the only time I talk about this again. So my finger is in fact broken. Slammed it in a door. The doctor took 2 x-rays and showed it broke going lengthwise and crushed part of the bone with the impact of the door. Boy, that hurt. And one of the staff was saying, well, that's not even news. I said, hey, if the Kardashians are news, my finger's news. And then he pointed out to me ways in which maybe they're not the same. So we'll move right along. Talking about the news, we need to take a minute to thank God for Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and a couple of others, all right, a handful of others that are truly making an impact. Because if it wasn't for them, and Fox News to a lesser degree, but Fox News also, we'd be in real trouble. They are at the vanguard. Rush at the tip of the spear, Sean right behind him. At the vanguard in the communications field of telling us the truth and of holding people accountable and being ideological broadcasters that own it. I own it. I'm an ideological broadcaster, okay? But I'm a pea shooter compared to these guys. We have a debt of honor to them, and I thank God for them. And by the way, it just came out. Facebook is hiring 3,000 speech monitors. Okay? These are people to find hate speech on Facebook. Now, listen, do I think Islamic terrorism is hate speech? Yes. Do I wish that every website that was recruiting people to acts of Islamic terror and telling the wonders and the glories of Muhammad and the violence inherent in the founding of Islam, do I wish that all those websites were blocked? Yes. The problem is that the ethical compass, the historical compass, the ideological and political compass of most of the employees that Google or Facebook would hire, their compass is shattered, okay? A broken clock is in fact right twice a day. So if the broken clock, when it's right twice a day, says that website is bad, that's them trying to recruit people to Islamic terrorism, and then they shut it down or they block it, they flag it, great, okay, I'm all in. The problem is because their compass is shattered and they're a broken clock, that they look at websites like mine and say, Randall Terry is doing a video that shows Muhammad, the founder of Islam, connected to jihad and decapitations and anti-Semitism and sexual slavery and deception and killing apostates. We can't have that. That's hate speech. That's where we're at right now. So when I hear about Google, which has hired 10,000 of these monitors, these raters that have helped to all but shut down our web traffic and the traffic of others, and now Facebook, when I hear of them, Facebook hiring 3,000 people, I don't rejoice because they're idiots. They're not smart. That's what we have to understand. They're not intelligent. So when Chuck Todd, or who's the guy who does the black curtain behind him, used to be with PBS. He does one of the major networks now. I can't remember his name. It'll come to me when I'm off the air. When they do an interview, when they do a story, and they talk about Islam being a religion of peace, these are not intelligent people. They're not. They're not well read. They have no credentials. Charlie Rose is what I'm talking about. Charlie Rose is not an intelligent man. He's a good actor. He reads a script well. Do you understand? I'm going to tell one of the dirty little secrets of broadcasting. Okay, you ready? We're going to go a little long here. Just stay with me for a minute. We're going just 30 seconds long. Look at me. This is called an air check. Now in radio, an air check is just for the ear. In television, an air check is visual and audio. So what these fellas and gals have done, and they've done this very successfully, if they have done air checks to watch themselves, they watch themselves in a mirror, they rehearse their lines, and they are an actor or an actress on TV with a super tight role. I mean, it is, they don't get to dance, they don't get to sing, they don't get to try high drama. They have a role, and it's right in front of the camera. So Charlie Rose, when he looks in, he goes like that, acts really wise. Do you know how many times he has watched himself on TV? Do you know how many times he's rehearsed the lines, the expressions, the body motions? I used to do it in radio a lot. I don't do it very much in television because I hate it. I hate seeing myself on TV. Now, if I was good at sound checks, I'd be going like this. When I go like this with my hands and they go outside of the frame, or I look like a crazy man, or I go like this and they're too close, see how my hands are out of depth proportion? I would say, if I was doing the proper amount of air checks and obeying what I'm finding, I would say, Randall, stay in this little frame. Keep your hands right here. That's all you can do. You can't go like this. You can't go like this. All right, I gotta go. I'll be right back. Don't go away. I'm gonna tell you more about Charlie Rose and all these pretty faces. They're not intelligent people. They're actors. They read a script. Have Muslim terrorists hijacked the peaceful religion of Islam? Or is there more to the story? The answer lies in the life of one man, Muhammad, the founder of Islam. Muslim terrorists see themselves inside a 1,400-year-old story, a narrative that focuses on specific events in the life of Muhammad. We are going to look at Muhammad's life using their most sacred literature. We will look at Muhammad at the Battle of Badr. We'll see him deal with those who mock him. We'll see the times when he used deception. We'll witness Muhammad's anti-Semitism. And yes, we will discuss Muhammad and his teachings concerning sex, slavery, and jihad. Friend, if you want to understand Islamic terrorism, get this series today. Welcome back, friend. All right, so have you ever seen a TV and a movie, and you see Larry King in the movie? And wow, Larry King in the movie, okay, is just like Larry King. You know why? It's effortless. He's just acting. And I don't mean he's acting for the movie only. He's acting when he's on television. It's shtick. So if you have Katie Couric or you have Charlie Rose or any of these people, they rehearse the lines. They read a script. And if they blow the line, guess what they do? They reshoot. They shoot it again, just like on the movie. Listen, I was interviewed for 60 minutes by Leslie Stahl. Put a picture of her up there, okay? In fact, wouldn't it be great if they could find a picture of me and Leslie Stahl? So we're interviewing. We're in an interview setting in a big rented room, fancy lights everywhere, cameras, staff, really and truly probably 10 people in the room. I mean, CBS, 60 Minutes, they bring in entourage. So Leslie Stahl is talking to me, interviewing me, and I'm explaining to her about child killing and first trimester abortions, okay? First trimester is up to 12 weeks. 90% of child killing in America takes place during the first trimester, primarily between the 10th and 12th week. And I was explaining this to her, and I said they wait that long because they have to reassemble the parts of the baby. They have to make sure they have 2 arms, 2 legs, a torso, and a head. Because if they don't, they leave behind a part of the baby in the mother's womb. The mother's body can get an infection from the part of the dead baby. I'm telling this to Leslie Stahl on camera. And the woman can go into septic shock and it can even kill her. And Leslie Stahl, the expert, the intelligent Leslie Stahl of 60 Minutes fame and fortune, is arguing with me on camera. Camera's rolling. That's not true, she's saying. That is not true. They can't, they're very small and they can't. I said, no. I said, I do this. This is what I do. Finally, one of her producers interrupts her and says, Ms. Stahl, what Mr. Terry is saying is accurate. Awkward. Talk about dead silence in the room. Leslie Stahl's now looking at her paper. Takes a deep breath. Okay, we're going to reshoot that segment. Cut. That didn't make it on television. That didn't make it on 60 Minutes. It didn't fit the script. It didn't fit the movie of 60 Minutes. The serial acting. The main fake news. It didn't fit their agenda. They couldn't have their great, wise reporter looking foolish, ignorant, uneducated, like she didn't know what she was talking about. And oh, guess what? She is foolish, ignorant, uneducated, doesn't know what she's talking about. Charlie Rose is the same way. I saw a clip of him recently interviewing someone. In fact, I think it was the comedian. Who's the guy who's gotten in a lot of trouble for saying that Islam is violent? But other than that, he's used to be... Yeah, Bill Maher. He's interviewing Bill Maher. And Charlie Rose is telling Bill Maher that Islam is a religion of peace. And Bill Maher says, I'm sorry, Charlie, you're wrong on this one. Now, Charlie Rose, when he was making that statement, if Bill Maher had not contradicted him, okay, and you're sitting at home and you're watching Charlie Rose, and he says, with all of the gravitas and the deep voice and the lighting and the expertise and the conviction in his eyes, that Islam is a religion of peace. If you're at home and you believe the town crier, who's really the court jester and the village idiot combined into one, if you believe Charlie Rose, then you come away saying, yeah, Islam is a religion of peace. Charlie Rose is an actor who reads lines. He's well-dressed, well-lit set, good makeup, good clothes. He's an actor. He's not intelligent. I'll be right back. Over the years, I've had the privilege of interviewing some incredible guests, like Dr. Alan Keyes, former ambassador to the United Nations, like Dr. Alveda King, niece of the slain civil rights activist Dr. Martin Luther King, and Judge Roy Moore, two-time head of the Supreme Court in Alabama. These interviews are so powerful, so memorable, and so inspirational. We have decided to make them available to you on 2 DVDs for only a gift of $15. That's it. If you love this ministry, you want to support us, and you want these to show to your family and friends, or just for yourself, to watch at your leisure, get them today. Call 304-289-3700. That's 304-289-3700. Rush Limbaugh has been saying about President Trump and candidate Trump prior to the election that he is not ideologically centered. Remember that, everyone. He's not ideologically centered. So, and I think that that's true. I think that he is more ideologically centered today than he was 10 years ago, without question. And I think that in his closing of the deal, he knows that the evangelical community put him over the top, and he knows that we did so in part because of Supreme Court judges. So there's rumors flying around everywhere that there's going to be another vacancy on the Supreme Court, and Trump is going to be able to pick that Supreme Court justice, and that he is going to use the list that he picked Gorsuch from. Okay, the one that he submitted prior to the election. I hope he does. Okay? But there is still treachery going on. All right? And whether that treachery involves President Trump knowingly betraying us or not, we're going to find out. And I promise you, this is a nonpartisan program, friends. If President Trump is betraying us, I'll be right there at the vanguard saying it. And I want to say this to President Trump. We did not elect your daughter. We did not vote for her policies. Remember that, Mr. President. I'm responding to an article that said that it's possible that funding for Planned Parenthood was saved by Ivanka. Now, Planned Parenthood is a criminal syndicate. They are demonic baby killers. They are the single largest killer of babies in America. Over 300,000 babies per year are butchered in Planned Parenthood abortion mills. Their bodies sold like some Frankenstein ghoulish movie, or flushed or put in sewers and landfills. It's unthinkable. And the proponents and the advocates and the activists in Planned Parenthood will burn in hell. All right, they will, unless they repent and come to Christ. They will burn in hell. So, President Trump said he would defund them. And there were a lot of people in the family, pro-life Christian community that started to get behind President Trump because of that. One of the stories said that Planned Parenthood's funding, we're seeing betrayal again from the Senate and the Republicans and Paul Ryan. We're used to it, okay? These people are BA, Benedict Arnold, all right? That's what they need to have printed on their back, the scarlet letters, BA, Benedict Arnold. So we've grown accustomed to it. But the question is that did President Trump go along with this treachery? And did Ivanka help? I don't know. I'll find out more, and I will bring you word. But I hope that Speaker Ryan is defeated. I hope that the man, make a note, we need to call up the guy who ran against him in a primary. We got to call that guy and ask him if he's going to run again. Because Ryan is treacherous, okay? He's treacherous. And one of the problems that guys like me have, Sean gets away with it because he's Sean Hannity, is that here I am, I'm sitting in my studio, we're on over 100 stations in the country. Most of them are Christian stations, reaching about 25, 30 million homes. And I'm sitting here, and I'm talking. And I'm saying that Paul Ryan is treacherous. Most people don't know that I exist. Paul Ryan, they know he exists. So I'm like the little boy yelling on the parade route. He's a bad man. He's a bad man. The problem is I'm right. Okay? But people can dismiss me. But the facts, friends, facts are stubborn things. Paul Ryan is a treacherous man. I can whisper it. I can say it in calm tones. I can yell it. I can shake my hands. I'm telling you, he is a treacherous man, treacherous against God and man. I'll be right back. What Would Mohammed Do? Islamic Terrorism Explained is the best movie series documentary ever produced on the life of Muhammad and Islam. How do I know? Because it's what critics are saying. John Moore, radio host and author, said, "I learned more from What Would Mohammed Do about Islam and Islamic terrorism than I've learned from everything I ever read and watched in my entire life." Best-selling author Dr. Bill Warner said, "What Would Mohammed Do is the best movie series, TV production on the life of Muhammad and Islamic terrorism that has ever been produced." Friends, this is what the experts are saying. No one has ever done what we've done. I encourage you to get 1, 2, 4 copies. Call 304-289-3700. That's 304-289-3700, or order it at the address or the website that you see on the screen. We have a special offer for those of you that can give a $50 gift to Voice of Resistance, the Randall Terry Pack. I will give you all 5 of my books that are still in print and my music CD that we cut in Nashville. And here's what else. I'll autograph all of them for you. And if you want me to say, to Tom or to Sue so that you can give it as a gift to someone else or keep it in your library as a part of your collection, I'll personalize each one. Just say on the computer who you want it to go to, or tell the person who answers the phone, please have Randall personalize his autograph to these people. I'm going to give a phone number for those of you who don't want to use your computer. Call 304-289-3700. You can get Dragon Slayers, Accessory to Murder, Why Does a Nice Guy Like Me Keep Getting Thrown in Jail, and other books. Call 304-289-3700. That's 304-289-3700. Welcome back to the program, friend. When you look at human history and bring it all the way up to the present and what's going on now, there are 4 governments that God established. Okay, pop quiz. What are the 4 governments that God established? They are self-government, family government, church government, and civil government. Those are the 4, okay? That's it. That's it. I mean, all of them are under God. All of them are accountable to God and sometimes accountable to each other, depending on the framework. So you can go ahead and do your own illustrations. Think through how at times they're all under God. They don't get to make up their own rules. Self-government, family government, church government, civil government. All of them are under God, and sometimes they come under one another, okay? All of the abuses of human history, all of them, I don't care what era, I don't care what country, all of them come down to one of these 4, or more than one, acting in tandem, betraying the rules that God gave them. Betraying their sacred trust, all right? Sinning against God and man. That's it. All of the abuses of all human history are one of these 4 going off the rails and betraying the rules that God gave. Even Cain killing Abel, okay? That's self-government. Cain killed Abel, all right? He violated thou shalt not murder. I mean, personal crimes, theft, government oppressing its people, the church going through times of corruption, powerful families dictating to the church who was going to be a bishop. Just look at the scope of human history and all 4 of these. Self-government, family government, church government, civil government. All 4 of these, at one level or another, at different points, have been involved in sin, evil, abuse, tyranny. In today's world, right now, okay, the greatest single source of corruption and evil in our country, and I would argue in the Americas, all right, certainly in Europe, in what we used to call Christendom, the greatest source of these 4 for corruption, oppression, tyranny, deceit, greed, avarice, it's civil government. You think of the top 5 evils that are vexing your soul, that are plaguing Christendom. Where do they originate? Shedding of innocent blood, murdering babies, government, civil government, courts, mostly in America, courts, so-called same-gender matrimony, courts, civil government, redistribution of wealth, theft of wealth, civil government, failure to protect our borders, failure to recognize the existential threat of Islam, government, okay? And then you pick the 5th. Whatever the 5th thing is that's vexing you, the failure to shut down the pornographic industry, okay? The government. That's a sin of omission from the government. Whatever your 5th one is, or whatever your top 5 are, I can tell you right now, child killing and homosexual marriage, those are the top 2, because there's a God in heaven who made the rules, and those are the rules he made. We don't get to choose what are the most vexing sins. God has chosen them. And the civil government has become the source of these tyrannies, these oppressions, these omissions. So if we're going to right the ship, if we're going to restore the republic and bring Christendom back to God, we have to get righteous men and women in civil government. And that means you and our children and our grandchildren. That's the field where the most work is needed. And I'm urging you, consider your role in that field. God bless you. Have a great weekend.